What's going on, guys? We'll get started here in a sec. Oh, man. Spy, Spy's green, actually. It's kind of funny. All things considered, Spy being green, kind of funny. Nasdaq's a little red. You'll probably catch up before market open. One sec. I'm just putting a thumbnail on here real quick. For some reason in StreamYard, when I start everything, it doesn't only add a thumbnail. It's the most ridiculous thing. Cool. Shit. We're good. Let me get my let's get my coffee real quick. But we're good to go. So if you have questions, stuff like that, make sure you ask over here. Yeah. But yeah, so far this morning, Inky's definitely underperforming in comparison in the overnight session here. You can see it back below your 20,392 level. That's kind of where we've just been sitting. The overnight, we were sitting a little bit higher and obviously pulled back around, what was that, 10 o'clock, 10:15. So like pulled back for the rest of the night. So that's where we're at right now. Tesla's not as really surprised here for myself. Like kind of, I mean, I expect this thing to come down to the 200 daily, to be honest, at least down to the 202. That's what I would suspect. It seems like the best play. Bro, I asked you a side question. I asked 2 years ago. I only remember. I don't remember the question. I just remember the company, MP Materials. It's who I would still probably talk the most about. It's now recovering. Will it still be a main player given that the mining projects are not OP? I haven't looked enough into them. I just like MP's numbers. I like their expectations. That's why I liked them before. But I mean, I haven't watched any mining plays. They're getting back over the 200 SMA. It looks good, but I haven't looked at any of their news in the past year at least. So again, right now the main focus for me has been heavily tech, obviously here. But yeah, tech has been the name of the game here on the channel for the past year and a half, I feel like, on this recovery. Uber pumping. Is it? It's up 5%. It's pretty nice, actually. Above, yeah, your key level you had here. I don't even know where I got. I don't remember having this level here. $78. Getting above that. Your 3 cents basically from all-time highs. Pretty tough looking chart. Let me grab my coffee real quick. I'm gonna grab the coffee. What should we listen to this morning? What should we listen to? What music should we listen to? About an hour. I'll just go traditional. I won't get crazy on you. Make sure it's not turned up too much too for you guys. So it was on max volume. Shouldn't be too loud. One second. Let me get my coffee. All right. So, first thing we start with, I guess, start with Tesla? You want to start with Tesla? Start with the Tesla event? Should we wait a second before we talk about the Tesla event? I don't know. What time is it? 7:26. We got PPI coming out here too in a minute, so like 4 minutes. I guess we'll listen to PPI, see what happens there, see what the data is. Then we'll move on from that, and then I'll go over Tesla. Hopefully, when we have more people in here. I just want to see the same question over and over. You know what I mean? That's brutal. But yeah. So, anyways, let's get to it. So yeah, ES is clearly just holding up here. And in my opinion, if ES is continues to hold up here, you look really good. One second, I'm going to semis real quick to see. Yeah, semis are green. Oh yeah. You look good today. Okay, so I just want to make sure. So as long as ES and the SPY are sitting at all-time highs up here, I think you're fine. Like, to be totally honest, as long as you really need to stay above 58.30. That's like the main level right there. Just a little previous. I've been on a little arrow kick because people don't listen or like understand what I'm talking about. So I just draw big ass arrows to them. So yeah. So as you get back above that level 58 there, if you can, which I think you can, but if we can, I think you're incredibly bullish. I mean, you could also make that little argument. It's really not even a level down here, but like it's hard to get to. You try to find levels for these pullbacks, especially when you get these breakouts, just so you can get better traction of what's actually happening out there. So again, when we look at ES, S&P futures, I mean, I'm not saying this is a flag. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you're clearly just consolidating. It's not a breakdown. It's not a rejection. If it was a rejection, you'd be falling more, right? Another big thing I was looking for too, for continuation for potentially for downside, really should get rid of the 5807 level too. I mean, it's a small level. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say it's not, but yeah. You want to see back below 5797 for some sort of indication that, sellers are trying to step in. That's what you would be looking for. You're just, again, you're not seeing, in my opinion, any sign that sellers are actively trying to step back into the market right now. That's, again, I got to highlight that's my personal opinion, but you're not. You're holding, you're consolidating at previous all-time highs. It's crazy. So, again, things to think about there. Now, a step further from that as well, I go into, Dow. So let's use Dow for an example, because Dow has helped out ES getting the continuation to the upside. Dow sitting at those highs too. Looks really good. Your all-time highs up here, which from that wick, but it doesn't matter. Now, NQ on the overnight session, I think, is retracing the most. It's a little bit, I don't want to say disconnected, but you're seeing more sell side occur here on NQ, which is fine. Totally fine. Kind of good in my opinion. Now, the level you want to break above here on NQ has been, like, and we keep making sure we mention it, 20,000, 502, 510, whatever you want to consider it. Go to the daily chart, you can really see where these levels come from. Again, this goes all the way back to, June, July, and then you broke back down, right? So again, if you get back above and hold above, 20,000, 502, 510, you look like the breakout looks imminent, like easy, whatever. Now, the other thing that coincides with this, again, you're seeing the same repetition, the same pattern in the videos, right, is SMH, right? Where does SMH line up? Where does this level line up on SMH? Well, it's been the same fucking level for, I don't know how long here, guys. 255.9. Again, the same level, right? Same level right there. So when you get back above 255.9, you're just going to start seeing that upside creep back into the market, especially on Nasdaq. And usually it's the other way around, to where we see, ES and Dow lag. And that's how it has been for the past year. So this is different. I will say this is a little bit of a different reaction that we're seeing. But I also want to say, like, if, when NQ starts breaking out, when NQ starts breaking out and SMA starts running as well, look what happened when we broke above 239. Great example. Monster level we kept mentioning. You break above 239, you almost get an instant push into 255. You had one push here to 253.4. But that was like a 5-day experience there, 3-day experience, another 4-day, like back to the upside. So again, you start getting these moves, you start seeing that volatility creep back into the stocks that we know and love, like Nvidia. Like look at the run on Nvidia lately, making higher lows on each push down. That's another great example here too. Nvidia is making higher lows on the push back down to the same support on SMH. AMD, I think AMD is presenting itself as a great opportunity. I made sure to post this yesterday. That 162, 200 SMA level, monster level. Like, people keep asking about, opportunities, this and that. Yeah, that's awesome. Like, don't know what else to say. Like, that's what you wanted to see, a pullback. And yesterday's news, I made sure to announce it too on Twitter. Like, it was nothing but good news. Everything that was mentioned from AMD was good news. Granted, it's not going to be immediate action, but again, it was overall good news. So again, that's what we said when you were dipping down. You're looking for the 200 SMA. It's not a magical made-up point of view or just something I thought was going to happen. It's just where I would expect buyers to step back in. You get buyers stepping in a little bit below. You can see a little. You got a little bit, just the tip, right? So again, what I'm looking at, right? PPI a little hot. Let me look at PPI real quick. Sorry, zoned out. I can on my calendar. I'm too zoomed in here. Dude, in the morning, man, my cough's been terrible. This is my little mouth breather at night. PPI month over month, down year over year, slightly up, still down month over month. Don't really care about that. Or yeah, year over year is down month over month in my expectations, and month over month came out of expectations. Food, energy, transport down. It looks good to me. It looks fine. The year over year is the only one that's a little bit of an issue right here, the core. But month over month, everything came out in line of expectations. But can't really seen that bad of a reaction so far. Yeah, NQ's liking it. So, anyways, you care more about the gradual progress month over month, though, too. Like, granted, year over year is important, but I'm just saying if your month over month is still dropping, that's good. So, anyways, yeah, you start to see this breakout start to happen, and step back into place on Nasdaq semiconductors. You have to get excited. I mean, that's what you have to be looking for here at this point. ARM, I mentioned it a lot. We've been trading this one a lot in Discord. I will say that right now. You're getting back above 149. That is what you wanted to see. Back above 149, hold here. I got like 154 as my next level. But honestly, the ARM, man, I don't know if you guys remember trading it back here. Jay was trading this all back in May and June. It was really volatile. And again, it's a good name. Like it's probably the only really growth name in semis right now, as far as like we don't know how to price it, right? I think Nvidia is getting it's funny. I made that little short form TikTok the other day about Nvidia's PE ratio and how it's getting more affordable. And people were like trying to think of all the ways that it could be wrong. But like Nvidia as a company, the PE ratio is getting more affordable every earnings call because they're making more money and their stock isn't moving up fast enough anymore. So that's pretty funny. So yeah, anyways, you go back into ARM and that's where we're at right now. So I think this is, again, a little bit more of a risky name. If you think about that viewpoint of like, it's not going to be producing the numbers that Nvidia or, these other big ones or Broadcom, for instance, are producing. But, that's just the way it is. That's a risk you take here. But clear higher lows over the long term. Like again, you can get rid of that. You can clearly see the higher lows over the long term trying to break back out. Some people trying to call us a head and shoulders. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. See kelp. But yeah. So anyways, that's where we're at right now. Nasdaq still getting some love here in the pre-market as well. Where's Apple at? Where is Apple? We're going to talk about real quick too. Google. I haven't had the chance to mention this, and Jay has mentioned this to us. He's mentioned in Discord a few times, but he's DM'd me even more about this. Okay. And Google's an inverse head and shoulders. It's one of the I hate going down this trail because then people start to send me random pictures. I don't want to see your random chart pictures. I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate your support, but I don't don't want to see because 90% of the time they're terrible charts. So you have your clear shoulder establishing there, shoulder establishing there, head establishing there. The neckline is the best part, is how it's just flat at 168. Google starts to break above 168.5. You'll look good. I mean, I would even say the short-term trade here in 175 looks 174.5, 174.8, that range up here, right? You get the gist right there, right? Looks good. That's you like that opportunity. So Google's definitely top of the watch list. Again, the best part here is that where you find these supports are at, again, same thing as AMD, the 200 SMA. Again, like it's not super complex stuff, guys. Yeah, so yeah, the 200 SMA was tough. I mean, ideally though, again, for anyone that doesn't stick around here or whatever, again, where you buy on a head and shoulders is very clear. Do you buy down here? No, you do not buy down there. You buy up here. This is when you buy. You get the break and mount of your neckline. That is when you buy on the 200 SMA. I'm just gonna make that very clear. I'm gonna make that really clear. That's the confirmation when you get your measured move, etc. So again, food for thought. Google looks good. PPI, answer that one. Good to know. Oh my good heavens. Yep. You were right on Tesla short. Nice one. Did you ever play anything related to it? I would not trade Tesla. No, I told you guys I wasn't trading Tesla, but I said if I wasn't doing anything, it's a short. But I think Tesla's still a great short now. Tesla's going down to the 200 daily moving average, in my opinion. Easy money sniper. Best case here, I'm going to tell you right now, the trade on Tesla, I'm not going to say it again. I don't want to talk about Tesla anymore, personally. I might have some day trades in Discord on it, but that's about it. So let me be really clear. So this blue box represents your 200 weekly SMA right here, the green line. Okay. You're now below that. Ideally, perfect world. You gap down below it, you retest, and then you shoot down. Okay. That's what you would love to see. You're operating in this really tough range now in between the 200 weekly and 200 daily. I think you're going to go down towards the 200 daily. It seems like the most likely scenario here, in my opinion. That's why I mentioned it last night on Twitter. I was very clear about this. I've been mentioning it for days. I was like, it seems like there's more downside risk than there is upside risk right now in Tesla, right? They would have to announce, and it's not that it was a bad product. Don't get me wrong. It's, it's that they're talking about a product that's not going to be released till 2026. That's the issue. That's the problem. That's the elephant in the room here. And it's just like, what are you doing? Like, did you not learn nothing? I mean, whatever. I mean, maybe they don't care about share price. They probably don't. Honestly, Elon doesn't really seem to care too much about share price. So, what I'd be looking at, thinking about there, especially if I'm looking. And that's why when I say you're going into Tesla events, like, why go long into a Tesla event? Elon clearly does not care about the share price. So he is going to say things that probably don't benefit you in the short term. Personal opinion. SPY. Again, SPY. I want to make this really clear. I posted this on Twitter. Like, look at the clean retest here. And I want to make this very, very, very clear. So people start saying shorts, and it's like, I don't know what else to do. I make the arrows bigger and bigger, but people still ask the same questions. Very simple. You have a larger time frame happening here where your previous all-time high here on SPY. Look at that clear-cut mount. Beautiful. Clear cut, boom, into it. New high here, mounting it now. I mean, dude, you're extremely bullish. You look so good right now. And ES is holding up very good compared to Nasdaq. I keep saying that. Hood's getting it above 26. I haven't mentioned Hood lately. I mean, again, so I'll be really clear about this, guys. You're not going to hear me mention a name that just is going straight up right now. Like, I'm not going to talk about buying. I'm not going to talk about buying a stock when it's at highs. When I got into it, at $14. Now I could flex the gains and I could flex people in Discord and this and that. Like, cool, I could do that, right? But I don't want to talk too much about Hood because I'm not buying it up here anymore. Like, that's not where I buy it. Like, the last time I can show you in Discord where we bought it. Like, I could be very clear and adamant about that. I was very, very. This was one of the few times I was like, it was a direct buy. Let me see. We've had 2 buys on Hood this year. Wait, I can search by my name. I changed my name though to Hefe in Discord, so it's an issue. Second. Okay. So really quick, this is just going back for these. I can just had to quickly search this. Okay. So we mentioned it 2 times. We mentioned it here on August 12th. Number 1. That's number 2, actually. Okay. We mentioned a few times back here, updating people on the chart. We mentioned it again right here on the 8th when we got some more $20 calls for January 2025. And then where was the original one that we made? It's going to be far back. Yeah. So I just started loading up back here. This was May. Was that the 3rd? March 27th. Yeah, we started loading up on Hood. September 20th calls for this year, 2025. Then we went even longer dated, $25 calls for January 16th for $6.20. I was very clear about the length I was trying to hold those. But again, like that just go. I don't like. It should be a red flag when you see people like mentioning a stock finally, and like you missed all the value. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? Like, do I think Hood goes higher from here? It's highly likely. I can get behind that. I think you're gonna go higher. But like, why would I want to buy at $25? I missed the trade. Like, I missed this shit. This ship has sailed. So, you know what I mean? I would not like, and I have to understand too that I have a little bit of a platform. So if I mention something like, even in Discord, if I say, hey guys, and I make things very specific, like I'm waiting for a break, a retest, and then to continuation, right? And I'm very clear that I'm looking to buy at or near that retest, right? I will still get people that just do whatever the hell they want. They just buy at highs. Like immediately when I mention, I'm like, dude, no, I'm giving you the setup. Like we're waiting for the pullback. I want you to be ready. So, you know, I have to understand too, like if people are paying money and they're like still not listening, I have to only imagine what people who aren't paying money are going to do. And I'm not responsible for people that make dumb decisions, but I also try to, help them out as much as possible. So I don't know. Yeah. JPM, I got in sub 20. It is nice. No, it's moving really good. I think it's gonna run to $30. So that was the whole plan. We'll go to JPM in a second. AMD, bro, recovering strong already. I mean, you're not out of it yet. I want to let you know that, but I mean, the touch of the 200 was beautiful. It was beautiful. Fed breaking up Google, it seems. Any thoughts on news? Looks like Head and Shoulders, right? I went over it. So okay, let's go over JP Morgan, some banks real quick. JPM. I know BlackRock's been the name over the past few days. BlackRock has been a beast. We'll go into that one here in a second. Jay's been really adamant about that one in Discord as well. I mean, you're kind of sitting here in a range. I'd be careful. I mean, above 218, you look good. Potentially for that all-time high test, 225, give or take. I'm just not getting crazy here on this one. Just you're kind of at a stopping point. Morgan Stanley looks good over these highs here. I mean, this Morgan Stanley is the better looking name here, in my opinion. Yeah, you can see a little over like 109.8. You look good. Goldman, where's Goldman? Goldman's also looking decent. I think Goldman looks better than JPM right now. Goldman's a clear little pennant. You can see the little downtrend that you kind of had playing out here. Clearly see. Yeah, you can clearly see how you're kind of making that, trying to break out right now. But we'll see. Goldman looks good. BLK is the best one. Yeah, BlackRock's been a monster. I mean, dude, the touch of the 200 back in June was it though. That was the kicker. Like the touch of the 200. Like, dude, yeah. What else? I feel like I'm missing one. Gun City, BAC, Fargo. Don't really care about this. But anyways, personal opinion. Where is what are yields doing this morning? The yields are still trucking it. I'll tell you that. Not a good sign right now. Not a good sign. I will say this is this is not good for inflation. This is not good data wise. And I will tell you right now, the Fed did not anticipate what is happening here with yields. I didn't anticipate what's happening with yields. I don't think anyone did, right? I figured you get a little bit of a bounce after because the market was kind of overpricing in, rate cuts. But man, it seems like the market right now is pricing in that the Fed has fucked up. That's what it seems like the market's doing right now as far as yields. It seems like the market is pricing in heavy favor that the Fed has made a very, very bad mistake as far as cutting rates too soon and too aggressively. That's what the market looks like it's telling me. And again, I am pretty bullish. I'm still bullish. I am bullish up here at all-time highs. What am I talking about? But this doesn't look good. This isn't very, especially because yields are so forward-looking. CRM, again, my favorite's CrowdStrike. You guys know that. But CRM does look good. Donnie in Discord's been talking a lot about it. Above 288, you look good, and back in like 299. So looks good. Looks decent. CrowdStrike's my favorite though. Told you guys above 285, you're looking for 305, dude. And the craziest part here on CrowdStrike, I mean, I'd be really careful right now. Let me go along up here. But back into the 200 daily moving average is what you're looking for. I think Pan W is really interesting. If I'm going along anything near its highs, it's Pan W. This is the juicer here. This is the juicer right now. This is it. You get above, you're probably going to push into highs, 382, 381. Above 381, 382, good things are going to probably happen. What's your take on Moderna? Don't care. Boeing? Don't care. Don't care on either one of those stocks. Don't care. Do not care. Time is it? In phase getting crushed. Yeah, it's the yields killing that thing. That's another thing too, is yields are going to hurt Tesla because it's going to continue hurting their their sales numbers. Dude, I'm telling you, Tesla is looking like a big opportunity down to the 200 SMA. That is looking like, I would say I am as confident as the 200 SMA touch as I was in the 200 weekly touch after you mounted the 200 SMA. And I was pretty damn confident in that push into 235. But this, I feel very good about that. Finally, how about Meta? I know it's in your range. It's in a range, and somebody's getting a better place. Good morning. Just joined the chat. Have you covered Nvidia? I'll cover Nvidia. I actually have not covered Nvidia really. A little bit, but not really. Yeah, Meta's just in a range here, so I don't really know what to say here. Higher lows clearly here, but if you get below 383, I don't like it. But as long as you're holding 383, you look good. So that's simple. Just sitting here, tight stops. Do what you gotta do. Nvidia. But again, I want to highlight something too. Like, really go back to and remember the videos. Remember the live streams. Remember, I posted on Twitter too. I don't want to go scroll through Twitter right now. So if someone wants to go find it, they can. But I was very clear about this on Meta. Like, very, very, very clear. I made sure I posted it. You break 543, you're running into 600 most likely. That was like the overall plan and target, right? I don't want to say I guaranteed or anything like that. I did not guarantee it, anything like that. But look, you ran a 600. Now you're pulling back. I mean, like, we had some good trades on it, but like, I mean, at a certain point, you had to just take a step back. I'm like, okay, probably gonna pull back. Like, you're not just gonna go straight. I mean, Meta is one of those stocks that has gone straight up for the longest amount of time, but yeah. So, anyways, what was that question? Nvidia is fine, dude. Nvidia continues to come out, perform. I mean, nothing else I'm going to say there. All I'm waiting for in Nvidia now is for SMH semiconductors to get above 255.9. Above 255.9, I think Nvidia starts pushing all-time highs. I think it gets that push into 140. I feel very confident in that. Above, if semiconductors can get the breakout, I mean, you're already getting the breakout on Nvidia as a chart, which is pretty awesome. Like, when's the last time we actually had like a actual form, like something form out here on Nvidia? Like, I probably back here when we sat in the range. Y'all remember this range back in 2023? Dear God, it was fucking treacherous. It was awesome when it broke, though. I'll tell you that. Anyways, so when you broke out of this, I mean, you went bonkers, like just straight up. I mean, he had a little bit of, he didn't really have anything here. You just kind of retest and push back up. Anyways, so you're getting a little bit of like the same type of action. Like, we're in a range, sitting sideways, pinching, whatever it may be. Now you're breaking out. Pretty wild. And again, you have the catalyst coming up for Nvidia too, which I don't know why people aren't talking about. I have no idea why no one's talking about it. It's people are so focused on Nvidia being a bubble that we start to ignore the fact of like, well, what if it's not? Let's just say it's not a bubble. Let's just like, even if you're not bullish on Nvidia, okay? Let's just say you go to the other side of the trade, and this is what I recommend most people do. Think about the other side of whatever you're trying to do. Like, even if I'm bullish on Nvidia, like, well, what's the issues? Like, what could go wrong? Like, right now, what's Nvidia's problems? They're kind of good problems. They can't fulfill demand. They just don't have the means to make that many of the chips, right? They have some China issues, right? As far as like, they can't do business with certain countries, right? That's their main issue, in my opinion, right? Maybe there's some people in the AI space that are fraudulent. Okay, let's say SMCI turns out to be a fraudulent company, so they get some bad actors in the space. Could they be forging the books? I don't think they could, because then Microsoft and these other companies would all have to be in on it. I don't think so. It wouldn't make any sense. Okay, based on sales. Okay, so then you take the other side of it. Okay, well, let's say, okay, if you're bearish on Nvidia, what could go wrong to my bearish thesis? Okay, no. I just noted the bull case basically for the bears, right? The bears are like, this is either going to be a fraudulent space, it's a bubble, right? There's bad actors. Nvidia is probably a bad actor, which we already explained why I don't think that. But what happens when that major problem they have right now with fulfilling demand, which is why you dropped? I want to mention right now. This is why this is the most ridiculous. It's not, I mean, it's not ridiculous. It was kind of awesome because it gave us great opportunities and we bought the 2026 contracts and we love it. But like you dropped after earnings in August because their revenue beat, their EPS was good, their growth outlook was great and fantastic. Their demand, the demand hasn't been higher, right? They couldn't fulfill demand, right? And we just didn't have a direct date on when they were going to get the Blackwell chip mass produced. That was the reason, right? It was looking like 2025. Well, Jensen, again, this is probably why you're getting the bulk of your movement here on Nvidia. Jensen comes out and says, yeah, it should be ready to be mass produced. Production should be beginning in Q4 of this year. I'm like, bro, what are we talking about? I mean, bro, what are we talking about? What are we talking? That is crazy. So again, Nvidia, in my opinion, incredible. Like short term, I don't really care. I really don't. Like you'll get some good trades here and there on it. I just leave it to Jordan because Jordan's like the Nvidia whisperer. Like he just wakes up and like all he does is look at Nvidia all day. But yeah, like if you're long term on Nvidia, you have any type of leap, even a 6-month out contract. Like I don't know why you're stressing about Nvidia. Like I really don't. Your earnings, I mean, they're only good, right? So I don't know. My anticipation, my opinion there. I don't know. Good question asking about it though. That's my opinion on it. Did you catch the TD bank laundering news yesterday? Pretty wild to see. Kinda. And Neo, I think Neo is the most trash China name I could trade. Again, I use the same example. I mean, if people are like they want to trade dog shit, like do what you want to do. If you want to be that guy, be that guy. But like, if I go on the daily chart on Ford, you haven't moved in years. Like, why would Neo out? I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe cool. I don't know. Do what you gotta do. Pinduoduo, Baba. Okay, so someone asked about China too. Okay, yeah, I heard you. Okay, good question. So this was a good question. Let me throw it. I'm not using StreamYard, so I haven't been bringing your questions up. I'm so sorry. So Eurospec, he asked this question. I saw you tweeted about China stimulus. Think China stocks will fly towards end of day today. So potentially you'll see money get redirected into China names, but I don't think that you'll get the movement until they like actually report the stimulus. Like no one's gonna bet on China really doing anything without them actually doing it. That'd also be crazy. So yeah, I think Baba near 102, 104 is a good opportunity down there. I mean, you're getting aggressive with some of these buying opportunities on Baba. I'm not gonna lie, you're illiquid on the downside, so understand that. I do think still Pinduoduo over 153 is probably the best looking name here. As much as I dislike Pinduoduo, it's probably the best looking chart setup. I mean, if you look at it, it's absurd. If you get above 153, it's nice. It's crazy. You know, you got Baidu, some of these other names, but you have these other names coming into the 200 SMA, which is also a great opportunity, massive support. So if you don't know China, basically there's a lot of rumors going on that, and these aren't from like random people on Twitter. These are from news reports, right? Barchart had a good tweet about it. So pretty big expectation that China talks new stimulus going into this weekend. And why are they talking stimulus? Because they didn't talk enough about stimulus at their last little meeting that they had in the beginning of this or the middle of this week. And guess what happened? The market started tumbling. This is what I was saying. China is going to continue to push stimulus. They're going to start dumping it on the market, right? You have to understand China too. China has been in like the shitter for the past like 5 years, like going on 5 years, right? Since like before COVID, they were just trashed. COVID like really killed them. So understand that. Is that China? I think China's just sick of it. They're just like, dude, we got to get out of this. They're forcing mortgage companies even though like, it's really weird in China. Understand that you don't even get it. This is why when people like talk about China, I'm just like, you got to be like really careful. Like you don't even really get a mortgage in China. By the way, you get a lease. You get a 100-year lease on your property, and it goes back to like, I mean, wild. Anyways. But they're forcing all these companies to try to lower mortgage rates and do all this stuff and stimulate the market. So we'll see. They were giving crypto to people at one point a few years ago. But yeah, I think China continues doing it. But I will say China is it's risky, but the reward opportunity is massive. Enjoy your channel. Tesla event sucked. Expecting 200 to 210. Pull on SPX would be nice. Pull back, I think. He said pull back. So you meant. I don't really care about DJT. To be honest, I think I think DJT is going up because like Trump and like the betting pools and stuff is going up. And I also think everything that's happening right now is it's really good for Trump's election right now. Like I can't think of the word. His ratings, yeah. So I think that's what's happening right now with Trump. Like, just personal opinion, like the war, everything is happening in the war in the Middle East. It's very pro-Trump. Like, it's just like no matter who you are, like you probably side with Trump. You'd rather have him in office rather than Biden and Kamala there. What's being handled with the hurricanes in Florida? And again, this is not me like, yeah, go Trump. This is just like the facts of what's happening with the market and what's happening with the polls, right? This is the fact of what's impacting the polls. The Florida hurricane stuff, right? You know, it looks totally different. It looks totally different, right? And I think what DeSantis said the other day on CNBC, it was good. Like, it helped Trump. I think Trump should be sending that man with some of those little Trump coins. He should be sending him some, for sure, a big old bag full of Trump coins, because what DeSantis said in Florida was true. I mean, it was, you know, he was like, I basically only want to hear from people that want to help us out and like give us money, not him money, but like the people that need money in Florida. He's like, I'm talking to Biden, like Biden's helping us. Kamala Harris didn't want to help us. She like wanted to make him, you know, a media scene. She wanted to come down here and interview, something like that. Like, and again, it was just a bad move by, it was a really bad move by Kamala. So yeah, but I think that's why DJT is going up. But I've said this too to people, like, if you believe in DJT, then buy it, hold it. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not trading this. But the same people are like, okay, DJT's making money. I mean, we're kind of the same people that were buying it down here and like losing money. So it's like, you know, it's a risk. It's a risk. Take your profits, do what you got to do. But I don't care too much about it. But best of luck. Yeah, NQ getting a little bit of a pullback. NQ is getting a little bit of a pullback. Again, it's going to be tough to get bearish though on anything until SPY gets back below your 574.7. I'll have to post it on Twitter too later so you guys have it. But that's going to be your main point of interest. It's getting back below that. As long as you hold above it, you look fine. NQ still looks decent up here. Still holding on above, you know, the 2031, that real breakout point that we had. You're finding a lot of support down there too, around 2031, 2331. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we act. So far, candle's not that good. That's my governor. Thoughts on Schwab? What do you mean? TD Ameritrade? What do you like? The stock Schwab? What are you talking about? I think Schwab's fine long term. Schwab was one of the banks when the banks were crashing. It was the only bank that I thought was a good buy long term. Actually, I thought Schwab was their best opportunity down there near $50-something. But it was an name you want to hold and forget about. You get a little dividend play if you want that, but also you want to ride it back in the highs. Like, forget about it. XOM, I'm not interested in oil anymore. I'd be really careful. I mean, XOM is the best looking oil chart. I'd be really careful. Again, so you're going to get a missile strike too from, I mean, Israel all but confirmed. You just don't know what they're going to do. Like, I'm not going to be in the business of trying to guess what Israel's going to do. Yeah. So I'd be careful. You're at all-time highs on XOM. I'm not going long at all-time highs. I say this over and over again. If you're long of them already, then cool. But yeah, Israel said they're not going to attack any nuclear. This is Israel saying this too. This is not like Tyler saying this. This is what they said. They said they're not attacking any nuclear facilities. They're going to focus on military targets. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Personally, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't see Israel not striking any nuclear facilities. I don't see them doing that. They've made it very clear that they cannot allow Iran to get nuclear weapons. They've made that very, very clear. Like, it's been abundantly clear. So I'm not making bets on that though. I'm not trading that. That is just my opinion. I have no factual evidence on that, and my opinion could be wrong, right? Like my opinion is that the Eagles should be really, really good, but they don't run the ball. So my opinion is wrong, right? I don't know why they don't run the ball, but they just don't run the ball. So they're not that good, right? They could be good, but they're not. So like, do I want would Israel attacking those facilities be optimal? That could start a lot of issues. But are they going to do it? It's possible. It's possible. Nice, Tyler. Nice, Tyler. Best long-term investments yourself. But all right, guys, I'm about to hop off around 8:05. I'm gonna hop off. I gotta make the pre-market rundown for Discord. But yeah, so as of right now, just chilling. I definitely think yesterday was a little bit of a prettier session. Also, too, a little quick update for you guys. So this is going to be like a new feature we've been trying to figure out. Jay's really been the one that's been hammering home. I do want to give a little shout out to Jay because Jay's been killing it over there with this. I'm trying to find it. Let me find an example. Oh no, I couldn't find our group chat because Jay gets mad when I play around too much, and he gets really mad at me. So yeah, so we are very close. It should be ready probably by November, sometime November. It should be good to go. But we have our trading bot. Kinda, it's what it is. This is a trading bot. It's gonna be a new feature for Discord coming pretty soon. So again, I want to give people just an idea of how Discord works too. I think there's always a lot of questions of hey, why didn't you post a lot of trades today, right? Me and Jay only post trades in our zones and stuff that we take. So if it's posted, then we are going to take that trade. Meaning if it's a break and retest, and I'm going to buy if it gets the retest, right? Okay, I want to make that really clear. So some days we don't want to trade, or some days we only trade maybe 2 trades, which that's actually a good day for us, 2 to 3 trades. That's a lot. It's a lot of trades for us, right? But there's a lot of setups that we still like, or that we would have taken, or that are still good setups that maybe we missed. AVG the other day was an opportunity we missed, right? So that's what this bot is going to do for us, is present all the opportunities that are meeting the criteria for our entries and setups that are all going to be there. So that's just a good opportunity that's going to be there. I don't know what we're going to do for it. We'll probably give a pretty fat discount to whoever's already in Discord for it. I'm going to let you know that right now. And then for new stuff, I don't know what we're going to do. I have no idea. I've thought about it. We don't know. I hate releasing new products, to be honest. I hate talking about price. I hate doing that. I like just getting up. I like just working, zoning out, and that's kind of it for me. That's all I do. I like to just get up and go. I don't like to have to think too much. Yeah, no problem, Logan. No problem. But yeah, that's something we've been working on in the background quite a bit. And then, yeah. So anyways, I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Wait, no, tomorrow, dude. It's Friday. Hey. Also, too, guys. Getting some good college football games on this week, guys. You got some good college games on. Enjoy them. Enjoy them while you can. Have a good one.